Good morning, and welcome to another day of telecasting on WDAY-TV Channel 6.1, Fargo, North Dakota. WDAY-TV is owned by Forum Communications Company and operates on a power of 1,000 kilowatts on Channel 6.1 by permission of the Federal Communications Commission. Studios and offices are located at 301 8th Street South in Fargo, and our transmitter is located 1 mile east of Amenia, North Dakota. We hope you enjoy the programs presented today on WDAY-TV.
What we're dealing with here is a complete lack of respect for the law.
Hello, everybody, wherever you may be. My name's Larry, better late than never. Welcome, my friends, to Ham Radio Live. Oh, this is a big show. Welcome, everybody, from around the world, wherever you may be. The shack in Northwest Oregon's lit up and ready to roll. How are you today, wherever you are? Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, everybody. Welcome to the shack here. I'm so glad to see you. Hey, a little late. I know. Had to ship a microphone off. And then my wife asked for stuff at the store. And you know, what can you do? This show is going to be really cool for people that, might not know a lot about ham radio, but might be interested in something that we do that's pretty cool. Now, it's not for all hams. And I'm going to say right up front, some hams hate this, okay? It's called contesting. Now, that might sound a little bit weird, but let me explain to people who aren't in ham radio what contesting is. Contesting is you basically turning on your radio and literally trying to make as many contacts with it as you can in a certain time frame, okay? So you basically have a period of time that's set through the rules of the contest to make as many contacts with as many ham radio stations around the world as you can. It's a wonderful time to make excellent contacts, and the bands are full. Let me tell you, look at this. Here's right now 20 meters in North America. There is literally no space between those frequencies. They are wall to wall, running into each other, side to side, and trying to all make calls. All for the beauty of getting a certificate that says you placed at this level within this contest. Now, not for everybody, but for people that might not know about ham radio, it's pretty cool. And if you'd like to make contacts, and a lot of them, this is a great opportunity for you to do so. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's so nice to see you. I mean that. Sorry again, the show's late. It is Saturday, the 30th of January, 2021. Now, before we get into this, let me show you real quick, again, the pen adapter on 20 meters. It's daytime here. It's 1:15 p.m. All right. Let me explain contesting and contesting rules, okay? In a contest, there is typically a set of rules, and those can be found online. Just all you do is you search Ham Radio Contest Calendar. You'll find a contest calendar there that suits your needs. You can find exactly what you're looking for, and then just click on the contest, and then you'll find all the rules for it. It's pretty cool. There are different classes. You can be a single operator, single radio, a single operator, dual radio. Yep. There's people that do that, and they do it for literally 30 hours or 40 hours straight. It's crazy. There is dual operator, dual receive, multiple receivers, the whole 9 yards, literally. And this is what goes on, literally, and it fills the ham bands, but not all of them, okay? In fact, goes back a long time, 1979. The World Administrative Radio Conference, which stands for WARC, okay? They created a few bands. There are 3 of them, okay? And they're portions of the shortwave spectrum that's also used by licensed amateur radio operators, okay? These bands are 30 meters, which is 10.1 to 10.150 megahertz. 17 meters, which is 18.068 to 18.168, and 12 meters, 24.890 to 24.990, okay? Now, back in 1979, there was a worldwide allocation of the bands, and they were open for use in the early 1980s, okay? But because they're relatively small bandwidth of about 100 kilohertz or less, there's essentially kind of a backdoor agreement. It's just kind of a gentleman's agreement that the WARC bands, again, those bands, they're not too many, just 30, 17, and 12 meters. But there's a gentleman's agreement that they will not be ever used for contesting. Okay? It's also, this has been agreed to in IARU Region 1 HF of the Manager's Handbook, which states actually that contest activity shall not take place on the 10, 18, and 24 megahertz bands. So hams this time of year will go, if a weekend's going like this with contesting and they don't like them, they'll head typically to 17 meters, 17 meters, or they will head to 12. That's what they'll do. They typically don't do 30 because it's digital. Now, if they want to do digital, they will. But you'll find a lot of people who typically rag chew are going to be on 17 or 12. Now, little secret trick. If you want to work DX, a lot of people work DX right here. And you'll be shocked. It's 15 meters. Yeah, 15. You'll find some good DX there, especially during the day. That's your secret. And the studio audience loves it. Let me welcome some folks here. Gunter's in the house from Germany. Welcome, dude. Good to see you, man. James is here from the UK. I'm so glad you're here. Mike 7, Bravo X-Ray Tango. I worried with the show starting so late for you guys. Literally, I mean, take a look here. I mean, this is literally the world map. I mean, it's the middle of the night where y'all are there. So thank you so much for coming tonight, you folks in Europe. I'm really stunned that you all are here. Thank you. You truly honor me. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. So thank you very, very much for coming, James. Appreciate it. Also, Steve Whittingham from Plymouth, UK is in the house. Welcome to you, Steve. Thank you very much for coming. Right now, a lot of folks from Europe. Okay. Again, let's take a look here. Just at 20. This is just 20 meters right now in the US, okay? So if we move this out, let's say we go ahead and let's take a look now. Let's go to 15. Okay. We'll move over to 15 meters. Take a look at 15. Okay. 15 Very little activity. A little bit over here, right? A little over there. But for the most part, it's dying out. But once you get over to 17, here's the rag chewers. Here are the people that want to talk. 17, take a look at those people. Now there's, not a lot of bandwidth there. If you want to do, voice, you're about 50 kilohertz. But look at all of them. All the hams that hate contests are right there, literally, because 20 meters looks like this. It's like a war zone right now of people who are trying to make contacts. That's what contesting's about. Literally, you can tune the tuner of your radio, which is called a VFO, and you can find station after station after station making calls. Let me show you what it looks like real quick. We're on the Elecraft K3. I'll turn it up here real quick and we'll let you hear what it sounds like. We're going to change frequencies in a moment. First of all, again, told you about good DX here. Let's take a look. And I mean, it's been good. I mean, I heard earlier today, a gentleman from Brazil, very close to this frequency, and he was strong. And he was right there, 21.3, right on 21.3. But you see what's happening, if you take a look at the world map, you take a look here at the geochron. And for folks who are not in ham radio, this is not going to make any sense whatsoever. Let me explain, because this show really is about explaining to people who are not in ham radio about contesting, how competitive it is, and how fun it can be, all right? But let me explain that there are some challenges that ham radio operators face when doing contests, okay? Let me show you. On the map, you'll notice the area where it's daylight, okay? That's important. That means frequencies that are daytime friendly are good. That's when people are going to use those daytime frequencies. Now you might say, well, why? What's the difference? Why can't you just use any frequency? And that's a good question, okay? The ionosphere is split up into 3 parts, okay? The D layer, the E layer, and the F layer. All right, during the daytime, the D layer is very close to the Earth's surface, and it absorbs low frequency signals quite heavily, actually. In fact, up to about the 7 megahertz band. So that means people on 60 meters, 80 meters, and 160 aren't going to go very far. Those signals aren't going to travel well during the daytime, right? So the daytime frequencies, sometimes 40 is pretty good. That's right about the little bit on the low side to work long distance during the day. But 20, right here, as you see on the pan adapter screen where you see all these signals coming in, all these lines, every single one of these lines is a ham radio contact, literally. So 20, 15, and 10 usually are daytime, all right? Then we switch to nighttime. So in this area here, people are using the daytime frequencies. Now, the gentleman that was from Brazil that I heard about an hour ago, he's over here. And you see, what happens is, sorry about that, don't have you on the camera that shows you the map. All right. The gentleman in Brazil is right over here. See, he's right there. He's dark now. So he can't use this frequency any longer because it won't work for him. So he's probably already transitioned over to 40 meters or 80 to make contacts. Because here in South America, it's dark. Notice all of Africa and Europe, right? It's all dark. So they're not using the daytime frequencies of like 20 meters and 15, okay, 10. They're not using those right now because they don't work. The ionosphere simply swallows up the signal and they can't work. Now at night, the D layer, which is the closest one, completely evaporates. It goes away. The E layer and the F layer, actually the F layer is 2 layers, it's F1 and F2, those layers combine. And what happens is our radio waves travel way up And I mean, we're talking a long ways up, right there to the ionosphere. And I mean, we're talking well over, 100 kilometers. It's high. They bounce off the ionosphere and come back down. We call that skip. Now, the radio waves can come up, come back down, come back up again, hit the ionosphere again. That's multi-skip, okay? That means the signal will go farther. Your transmission can be longer distance. It's pretty cool. Now, the problem is if you have bad conditions, okay? Sometimes the sun isn't very kind to us. We need sunspots. Sunspots help to charge up the ionosphere. When there aren't many sunspots, we don't have a whole lot of luck making a lot of contacts. However, today isn't too bad. So we're going to do contesting. We're going to show you what it looks like. We'll do our best to make some calls, and we want to welcome you to the show. Thank you for being here, everybody. Fred, you're here from Belfair, Washington. Good to see you. Thanks for being here, Fred. Good to see you. All right. So, again, contesting is fun. It can be a lot of fun. Make a ton of contacts with it, but you got to be patient. All right. Yeah, look at 20 here in North America. It is wall-to-wall and frequency tall. All right. Let's take a listen on the frequency band here on, we are right now on 10 meters. This is not part of the warp band. Excuse me, I'm sorry, 15 meters. We're not on the warp band here. This is one that's available for the contest. But it's going to be dying out now.
Yeah, who can use 8 flashes at the same time? I can only talk on one frequency at a time, and I just really don't need 8 flashes.
So he's talking about multiple receivers there, 8 slices. That's a flex radio. This is what it sounds like in a contest. This is exactly what it is.
26, Bravo Sugar, 1 Delta Sugar, 1 Hotel Sugar Charlie.
Everybody's pretty loaded right in here. It's about wherever he's at.
Okay, I've only worked on this band, but we can do it again. November.
Again, this is 15 meters. Great for DX if you're looking for contest.
Okay, thank you. Yours at W9 Delta Charlie.
So it simply works like this. Kilo 7 Hotel November. QSL 1 Hotel Oscar Romeo. That is it. What does that mean, right? 1 Hotel Oscar Romeo, 1 Hotel Oscar Charlie. Okay. 1 Hotel Oscar Romeo. In this contest, it's called Winter Field Day. 1 Hotel, 1 means I am a single operator. Okay. I'm operating a single radio. Hotel means my class. Okay. I am running at my class of 100 watts. All right. OR. That's my state. Okay. This is a United States contest. So 1 operator, power level, and your state. That's where you're at. So when we do this, it's a very short exchange. And exchanges in ham radio is simply one operator telling another operator what their signal report is. And this gentleman didn't do that. He just said the exchange of 1 hotel, whatever. But typically, you'll say the signal report, whether it's 5/9 or whatever the signal report is. 5 meaning very legible. 4 meaning it sounds good. Could be a little better though. 3 meaning I can hear you, but I'm starting to struggle a little bit. 2 meaning, man, I can barely hear you. It's really tough, but I can make the copy out. 1 means I can barely understand you. So that's what those numbers mean, 5 to 1, okay? The 9 or any number lower than that, okay? Or you could hear 5/9 plus 10 plus 20 plus 40. The 9 is your signal meter that's on every radio, okay? So as you're working your radio, let me show you the radio so you get a good idea of what I'm talking about. On this radio, it's located right here. This is the signal meter, okay? It runs from 1 to 9. And you basically take a look at the little bar graph that comes across as the person is coming in, and you give them a report based on first number, legibility, second number, the meter reading of what the actual transmission was that you heard them at. That's it. That's 5/9. That's how it works. Eric, good to see you. Good afternoon. Good evening to you, my dear friend. Thanks for being here. Thank you very much. Adesh, you're back here from Trinidad. Big applause for Adesh today. Can we get a woo? There we go. Adesh, welcome back. Glad to see you here again. Thank you for coming back to the channel. All right. So it's winter field day. It's time when people go out in the parks or out in the city, outside, and they'll work their radios. Some will work in their vehicles. Some work at home. All right, I made the exchange wrong too. When I said 1H, H means you're working at home, okay? There can be remote, okay? And there's being outside, like in a park, something like that. Okay, so those are exchanges. 1H, home, OR, Oregon. So that's my exchange. Let's take a look. We'll listen now. You remember I showed you what 20 meters looks like. Let's take a listen to 20 meters and let you hear the chaos. Now, I'm just going to turn. In fact, we're going to start. We're going to make this easy. We're going to start at the very bottom of 20 meters of the phone portion. And for new hams, the phone portion means the microphone portion, all right? Let's start at the very bottom. And let's take a listen. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put you on the pan adapter screen. This is actually called a pan adapter, okay? Or in this case, it's actually a waterfall. Just shows you the waterfall. So you see all the signals of the hams making contacts from around the world. Okay, so those are the signals. Let's listen to them now. Now, this is coming from Utah in the United States, about 600 miles from me. Let's take a listen on the bands from Oregon. Let's take a listen to the same frequency band. Now, typically a ham radio transmission is 3 kilohertz wide, only 3. So there has to be separation of about 3 kilohertz between transmissions. There's one. Second one's right in here. Next one. Trying to wait for him to say something.
Q Delta X-ray, Whiskey 2, November, Quebec, Portable, Whiskey 7, calling CQ, LODX, calling CQ, Delta X-ray.
This guy does this all the time.
DX propagation.
Checking DX popular area 7 every day. Every day. Nothing wrong with it. It's just funny to hear him every day. Another one here. There's another. You got literally two. You hear the one that's close and the other one here. Here's the other one. He's just literally only, this guy's only 1 kilohertz away from the other one. And he's just blasting. Wyoming, there's a big one. That's a hard one to get. That is the, I don't know if you know this in the United States. This is an interesting little statistical thing, right? Wyoming is the least populated state of every state in the United States. So if you want Wyoming, here it is at 14,216. Why not? Kilo 7 Hotel November. He's on recorder. He'll come up in a second. He'll turn the recorder off. Kilo 7 Hotel November. All right.
November 7, Mike Zulu Whiskey Field Day.
Kilo 7 Hotel November.
Field Day. I'm about to change bands here. Rates dropping.
He just likes his microphone. Let's just leave it at that, okay? He likes to talk. So we'll move on. Okay, so let me show you a little bit about what's going on here, okay? I have, first of all, a picture of the geochron, which shows me where it's daylight, where it's not. So I know two things. I can work gray line, which is great DX. You can work where it's getting sunset or sunrise somewhere and make great calls, okay? I can also see where I can work daytime frequencies right now because I'm located here, okay? Since I'm located right here, I'm going to work in the daytime because it's only 1:39 in the afternoon. All right, so I know now that 20, 15, 10 meters, those are great frequencies to work. Here, in this area, I actually have what's called a spotter. This is a DX spotter, essentially. So it tells me where DX is, okay? Where I can find stations coming in. For example, if I look down the list here and I kind of scroll down, I can see where all of these calls are coming into North America right now, which is really a nice tool because it shows you where things are, okay? Currently, you can see right here, it's in this area here, what's really hot right now. Europe, 40, 80, 160 is lit up in red. It's big here, okay? Now over here, this is the excuse me, let me get back over here because I want to be able to show you real quick. And I don't think you can see it very well. All right. So we have Europe, North America, South America, okay? You've got Africa and Oceanic here, and here's Asia. Asia's big. A lot of people working in Asia right now on 40 and 160. And then take a look at the map. Here's why. It's dark. So those frequencies are going very well. Same with Europe. Europe is in the dark. So of course they're using the nighttime frequencies. That's how it works. When you're contesting, you literally sit in a chair for hours and you pick up your microphone and you call CQ Contest. We're going to try it. We'll see if we can get onto a pile up and see if people come back. I don't know. We'll see if it works out. Before we do that, I'm going to need to make sure and get something up that I can at least log with, because otherwise I'm going to lose it. don't want to do that. So it's going to be one of those moments where I think the best thing for me to do is make sure that I at least have my logbook up so I can make some logs in here. All right. So let me show you what it looks like here in the shack, the best I can for you. Okay. So here, what we have is I have at my disposal, I have the map of day and night. That's important. I can also see the frequencies right here. I can also see where DX is right here. This is where calls are coming in from outside the country. All right. Now, the part you can't see is over here behind me. Let me kind of scooch over here. Okay. Over here is where my log is. Okay. Here's where I'm going to put in everything into my log. Okay. Simply going to put the call sign in here. Say it's, I don't know, let's say it's Alpha 7, I don't know, WEK. All right. I put that in and I simply would click add QSO. Then I enter the information in. It's pretty simple, not hard to do. But the thing is that you just have to look at it from a perspective of how long you want to sit and do it. That's the whole point. Let me get you back here so you can see a little more of everything that's going on. And we'll see about trying to get into some sort of a pileup here for Field Day 2021. All right, hang on a second. Let's see if we can find ourselves an open spot. Looking here at the map, everything's pretty weak here, but if I get up top here on 20, it's pretty good. There's some openings, so I'm going to go all the way up, very high on 20. So I'll be at 14,346. I'm on upper sideband, which means at 14,346, I'm at pretty much the end of the frequency band right there. Let's just make it good. Let's make it 14,347 even, because we're up 3. All right. Listen for a moment first. Make sure you don't hear anybody on frequency. Yeah, there's somebody in the distance. I can hear. Let's go down one. All right, let's make the call. Because I don't see anybody here. And you're going to see most likely this transmission light up. And it'll light up right in this area over here. Okay? Now we got a call. Somebody's there. All right, so we're going to step all over them. We don't want that. So see, if he's at 346, we're going to be up 347. We have to be at 344. And we've got some RFI there, so I don't want to be there. We got a lot of static here too. Whoa. A lot of static. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, instead of doing it this way, because 20 is just packed, you can see it. If I bring you up here, you can just see how crazy 20 is. It's just way, way busy. And 40 is going to be the exact same way. I mean, wherever you go, it's just going to be hard to find an opening. So let's take a quick look on the pan adapter screen, which we can do real quick. We'll take a look at 15. We'll switch over to the 15 meter band, which is available to be used in this contest, okay? And there's not a lot there. Let's take a look. Let's try it. All right. So we're at 21. Let's go 21,316. Nope.
Here is Kilo 6, Golf Delta Papa.
All right.
Kilo 6, Golf Delta Papa in Oregon. Calling CQ,
Wow.
CQ 15.
It's coming almost straight over the top of me. I mean, straight from his tower. All right. Let's go to 307. All right. We're at 21,307. Let me get you on the rig so you can see exactly where we are. And we'll see if we can make this work, okay? Here we go. Is this frequency available? This is Kilowatt 7 Hotel November. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Okay, I just realized something here. We are, let's see if we can even make the call. Hold on. Checking frequency availability, Kilo 7 Hotel November. Yeah, it's going to be too hard. And the reason why, I'm using an antenna that's basically set for 3 frequencies. I don't have it set up here on 15. However, I can try and go back down to 20 and see if we can make a call, because it's real strong on 20. So move back to 20, take a look at it from the waterfall screen. We're on the 20 phone screen. Watch the pan adapter change. See everything all of a sudden come up here as we switch over to the 20 meter band on phone here in the western side of the United States right now. This is the 30th of January, Winter Field Day 2021. There they all are, spread out, wall to wall and treetop tall. Oh my. All right, let's do this. Let's just see. I'm still thinking I might step on somebody there, but see, because I'm in this area right here. I'm right here, and you can't see it very well. Sorry, let me move you over. Where I'm at, sorry for the camera. Excuse me, guys. Kind of doing this three-handed. All right, so I'm over here. Now, my problem is, if I go down, I've got too much interference. Right there, see? I don't want to be there. Let's try it 14,345. Nope. A little bit of noise. 14,346. 14,346 is where I've got the VFO now. Let's see if see what happens. We're going to be right about here on the pan adapter screen once a signal comes in. Whoops. See, a lot of going through so much to do these shows right now without a monitor. Sorry, guys. Right in here, okay? Let's take a look. Is this frequency available? This is Kilowatt 7 Hotel November. That's our signal right there. That little spot right there is us. All right? Checking frequency availability. This is Kilowatt 7 Hotel November. I shouldn't need, whoa, sorry. Trying to bypass the tuner. I don't need a tuner here. I'm at like 1.08 to 1 on this antenna, which means the antenna is very resonant. CQ contest, Kilo 7 Hotel November, calling CQ contest. Oh my, we're not going to do that. Too much RF. Okay, hold on. All right, we're going to kick the amp out. We'll go to 100 watts. That'll make it better. You're not going to hear all that nasty noise anymore. All right, so we'll be at 100 watts, and we'll be at 14,347 on 20 meters. Let's give it a shot. CQ contest. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Kilo 7 Hotel November, Winter Field Day, CQ contest. Oh, you know what? I can hear somebody close. We'll see. CQ contest. This is Kilowatt 7 Hotel November. Kilo 7 Hotel November contest. I just got somebody stepping on us here. CQ contest. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Kilo 7 Hotel November, Winter Field Day, CQ contest. Got somebody right here. See, And he's...
Here about 2 miles from the next game. K0VK.
This guy's only 2 kilohertz below me, but because we transmit on a 3 kilohertz bandwidth, being up at 14,347, see, there's still a kilohertz left of his signal. That's why we heard him. So we don't want to cause any crosstalk. We'll leave the frequency. Let's just call him. So we'll do it that way. Although I don't know if this guy's doing a rag chew or he's doing contesting. It's taken a long time. Typically, contesters are very fast. The whole idea is work quickly and move on. And there's 2 ways to do this. And most people that are hams that know this, it's hunt and pounce, right? Hunt and pounce, easy. If you hunt, you're going to stay on frequency. You're just going to stay on the same frequency. You're hunting for people to come to you. If you pounce, you're changing frequencies constantly, making the call, next frequency, making the call, next frequency, and so forth. This is where you see people on 2 receivers typically working, and they're excellent at it because they're listening to one tuner in one ear while they've already tuned the other one in, and they're making the call. They're already working simultaneously. They're brilliant people that can do this effectively. So when you see someone working a dual receiver effectively, it's pretty cool. It really is. All right, let's catch up with your comments very quickly because I don't want to leave you here hanging. That's not good. So let's see what we got to say here. We got folks. Scott, welcome. Good to see you. Outside for an hour solid, calling 2 hours, calling 2 contacts. Busy. Yeah, I bet. Scott, hope you got your coffee, man. I saw that. That was pretty sweet. All right. So folks, we are looking at the, just the simple ham radio contest here. And it is truly winter field day. It is filled up with all the bands. Everybody's out there making calls and it's really fun to see. You don't usually see this activity out there. You just don't see it. Okay. And so when you see something like this, it's nice to have because there's lots of calls to be made. All right. So we talked about the work bands, right? Remember, we talked about the frequencies that are off limits in contests. Okay, what do they sound like? They sound like a lot of long conversations because this is the only way that ham radio operators can make calls and talk without having to deal with contesters that are just going to bounce in and start talking close to them on frequency and ruining their conversations. Let's take a quick look on 17 meters, which is one of the work bands and off limits. It's off limits to contesters. You'll hear a lot of long conversations here because this is ham radio. This is a place where it's a haven of safety from contesters. And we're a little late here too for the Eastern U.S. Yeah, pretty quiet there on 17. Very quiet. Let's just do something real quick. Let's tune this. There we go. All I did for New Hampshire was just simply tuned up the antenna. Just simply found impedance match for the radio to the antenna so they're happy working together. It can improve, signals coming in as well. Now it's pretty weak contact. Okay, so 7. Hold on. He just says 73. Let's give her a call. Kilo 7 Hotel November. RV Dad, welcome to the show. It's nice to see you. Happy Saturday, my friend. We'll get you on that general. Yep, get a good online study tool. That will help you tremendously. Really will. I think we lost this guy here on 17. Just opening up the bandwidth, make it sound better. So this is an area that people can actually talk on without dealing with contesting, okay? Let's quickly, without making calls here, let's just quickly go down to 40 meters. This is a place that can work during the daytime or at night, okay? Let's list on 40, okay? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to change our pan adapter screen here so it reflects 40 meters instead. That's going to be on a different antenna system here for them. So I've got to move over to 40. I'll move this to full screen again so you can see it better. Guess I already had it there. Sorry about that. And we'll show you 40. Excuse me, 40. Wow, that was quite a voice crack, wasn't it? Okay. My goodness, hold on. Got a little problem here. A little problem. So I'm trying to bring up 40 meters better for everybody so you can see it. And I think what I'm going to do is just restart it because it's just, yeah, not going to work out well. So let's get you something to listen to first. Now, here's something interesting, all right? Folks in North America are not supposed to use on the bands anything from 7.1 to 7.125. It's off limits because that's our agreement with the world, basically, with the International Radio Union. So our agreement with other countries through the United Nations is that we do not use in the U.S. between 7.1 megahertz and 7.125. That's our agreement, okay? So because of that, you'll hear a lot of signals sometimes here that you just simply can't work. That can be frustrating for folks. And again, this is the frequency band. Now, I'm in the middle of the day here, but you still hear some signals that should come in. One there. You also won't hear shortwave here too much this time of day, okay? Sorry, hold on a second, folks. I don't like to have my preamp on 40. Forgot last time I had a receive loop on here, so.
Work, and there was a moonlight a little bit, and all of a sudden I'm just.
Okay, so here's just a regular talk, regular what we call a rag chew.
And whoosh! Here comes this owl and just grabs it, and gone.
Okay, so we take a look now at 40 here in the west. Here's what 40 meters looks like right now. You can see everything's pretty stacked up. Now, my receiver's a different distance from this one, so I'm not going to have the same amount of reception as those other folks do. Contesting is one of those things that can bring out the best in people, and it can bring out the worst. The ones who are hyper competitive are the ones who can be exceptionally rude sometimes, and they can, no, I was here on frequency first, you got to move. Okay, they won't check frequency availability. They'll simply come on frequency and start calling CQ contests. It happens all the time. Okay, That's called bad practice, bad amateur practice. We don't do that. The first thing you should be doing is making sure the frequency is available, because if you do that, you at least know you're not going to be stepping on someone else's signal, okay? So ask if the frequency is available. First, listen. If you don't hear anybody, then ask if the frequency is in use. If it's not, you can make the calls, okay? Now, the whole idea is to be able to make as many calls as you can. So some people get really hyper competitive in this, and they will go on and on and on and on, and they'll literally go overnight doing this. It's a ton of fun, but it's got to be for you, right? If you love competitiveness and you love the idea of working tons of places, not only in the United States, but all over the world, this is a great weekend for you. It really is. Let's take a look at your comments before we close the show. Just good to be able to do this. Look at Eagle One Radio. God, look at this. Yeah, for ham radio. Gets us away from women. That's funny. That's funny. Yep, that's funny. Well, you guys, I'll tell you, it's been truly a joy. And, you know, the whole idea of the show was not to be competitive in the contest. It wasn't getting piled up. It wasn't to do any of that stuff. It was to explain what contests are like. It was to show you what what a weekend is like when you have contesting. I'll give you one last really good example, okay? Here's 40 meters. This is a frequency that can be used sometimes daytime, but most of the time at night, okay? So here's 40. All right. Let's move over, and we're going to take a quick look. Now, I'm going to have to make a quick change to this screen so that we can use 20. So I can show you what 20 meters looks like instead, okay? Because 20 is still going to be very busy. Now, take a look at the pan adapter screen. It's very busy. See all that? All those frequencies just piled up, one on top of the other, all through the phone band. Now, those are all people contacting each other. But now if we move to 17 meters, which is a band that is not for the contesters, there's the difference. See? You have just a couple of people here. You got a guy doing slow scan television right there, or fast scan TV there. So look at that. Just have a few people there working on 17 today. Again, I'm sorry for it's not focusing. I'm at my wit's end with not having a display to show you. And we're fixing that problem now. We're in the process of getting that finally done because I can't do this anymore. I want you guys to have the best experience here, okay? It's one thing not to monetize. It's another thing to give you the best show I can because I take it seriously. And when I review my shows, I got to tell you, I am worse on myself than any program director I ever worked for in commercial radio. Final comments. Scott in Colorado. Thanks for coming to the show today. It's good to see you, Scott. Thanks for being here, buddy. A pleasure. Look at that. That is Whiskey 6. Juliet, India Mike. That's a very nice compliment. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's very thoughtful. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. You know, we do the shows to teach ham radio because there's people that don't understand it. We had a great person here last night who was thinking it's just too hard. It's not too hard. You can get into ham radio. And this is one of the elements that can be very, very fun for you, especially if you're competitive. You like to make a lot of contacts. You like to go against other people and see who can make the most. Contesting could be for you. It's very unique to ham radio, and it's a lot of fun. Thanks for joining me today on Ham Radio Live. My name's Larry. My call sign's Kilo 7 Hotel November. It truly is an honor and privilege to do this show for you every day. Try and do it at 1900 UTC. Today we just couldn't make it, but I appreciate you making it. Thanks for being here, my friends. See you tomorrow at 1900 UTC for Ham Talk Live. It's our Sunday show where you steer the show. You steer the way the boat goes. Tomorrow's question: if money was no object, what radio would I own? Join us tomorrow, would you, on Ham Radio Live at 1900 UTC. Until then, thanks for being here. God bless you. Have yourself a very wonderful Saturday. We'll see you soon.
WDAY Television now ends its day of telecasting. We welcome you to share your opinions about our programming by visiting our website, WDAY.com. WDAY TV is owned by Forum Communications Company and operates on a power of 1,000 kilowatts on channel 6.1 by permission of the Federal Communications Commission. Studios and offices are located at 301 8th Street South in Fargo, and our transmitter is located 1 mile east of Amenia, North Dakota. On behalf of everyone at WDAY, we hope you have a pleasant evening. Good night.
Fragile. It must be Italian.